How's it going, everybody? We had some technical difficulties on the last show, so we're just doing a little solo show. We're going to talk about what's going on right now. We all know what's going on in the world stage. Most of 2020 on the world stage has been about a quarantine, a supposed virus, mask, vaccines, and now a United States of America presidential election that so many people have been hanging on to one side or the other. But if you look at what's happened this year, it's really just another version of everything we've been going through for the last few thousand years. All these programs, all this conditioning, that's been a constant. And the other thing that's been a constant, has we've been thinking ourselves to be really small, but that's not the case at all. More and more people are waking up around the world. They're starting to ask questions because nothing makes sense anymore. And I say the only thing that we haven't tried is the I Am Soul. It's time to rise. It's time to own our divinity. It's time to take stock in who we are, and what we're a part of. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The entire universe is perched on the edge of their seat. They're amazed at how far we've come and how fast we've come. And they're excited to see how far we can take this thing. And make no mistake, it's all up to you and me. Yeah, this is live. Xana. I just jumped on because in the spirit of spontaneity, where our intuitive and creative and imagination power lies, becomes stronger and stronger when we engage it and we actualize it, just like telepathy. And if you didn't see the show from this morning, which was about 95% quiet, silence, then you might want to go check it out and see what I'm talking about. Candace Coe says we're cracking open into the freedom we are. I am soul. Everybody's feeling it. And it doesn't even matter what everybody else is thinking, because this is an inside job, far beyond the cliches that we've read about in all the sacred text. Because those texts contained Akashic record, Akashic code, and information. But what they don't contain is the experience of our incarnations. And when you add the Akashic to our experience, you have a newfound wisdom and a newfound soul. So let's take stock in ourselves. Let's take personal responsibility for every single thing that goes on this earth. All right, let's talk a little bit. As we've been talking about on this show for a while, most of the year, we've been talking off and on because it's in the field. COVID, what does it mean? Quarantine, what does it mean? The potential of attempted forced vaccinations and all these other issues that fall in line with the conspiracy platforms, the disclosure platforms. There's so many things that we could talk about that could distract us, these distortions of our experience that we're all starting to understand have no power over us unless we participate and unless we give our power over to them. But we all came here many, many times, and we all came here in this time and space to be a part of something that is phenomenal, extraordinary, and fantastic. And that is where the awareness, the self-awareness of the fractals of God, Goddess, Source that we are, start to engage that awareness and put it into motion moment by moment through their life as they interact with the universe and mostly as they interact with other mirrors of themselves. So now's the time to really dig deep, because as the opportunity for expansion and the potential of a limitless potential experience is coming to the forefront, it's also being paralleled by greater and greater enhanced distortion and potential distractions. So it's a great time to start zero pointing, as Morgan says. Walking the soul highway is the way I say it. Maintaining that equilibrium, not just for yourself, but as you do it for yourself, you do it for your brothers and sisters, and you do it for all humanity in this universe. We're moving into a time when more and more people are looking at, I guess, the only way I can say it is looking at the futile efforts of joining a herd mentality or putting all of our eggs in one basket. I'm going to just put it out there a little bit and be a little bold about this. No one is coming to save us. No spaceships, no religious icon, no QAnon, no Trump, no Biden, no Prime Minister, no Pope, no Dalai Lama, no Amma, no Muji, nothing. The only thing holding us back between our full potential, our fullest potential, is the belief systems that we're still engaging. Many people in the latter part of this year have been talking about a certain nothingness, about waking up and feeling like they're nothing, and at the same time, in a weird way, connecting with everything. And this is the wave of the future. This is where we come from. And it's getting more and more real every day. There's been a lot of talk this year about the divine union that has occurred in the collective energetic field, the conception of the golden child energy to be born by a lot of people's, evidenced by a lot of people's downloads and transmissions to be birthed around the winter solstice next month. This is an extraordinary time, and as we move into 2021, we're going to find, I believe, that all of our belief systems, no matter what they be, are going to fail us like they have throughout all of our incarnations, because the only thing that we haven't tried is ourselves. There's been a few examples of this in the history that we've been allowed to be privy to, such as Jesus and Buddha, Magdalene, other figures throughout history. But now there are many, many, I want to say millions of balanced souls who have done the shadow work and enough zero pointing, not that it's over, that have the potential to reach the enlightened state, the state of awareness that these other prophets and prophetesses have reached in the past, that not just was a state of awareness, but was also a state of being, and is a state of being where we have higher sensitivities, higher skills, and higher abilities. More and more people are talking about how their brothers and sisters are meeting them in dream state and having real-time encounters in dream state, in lucid dream. And it's becoming more frequent. It's becoming more talked about. And along with a lot of the things that we talk about on Soul Speaks 5D, which you don't find so much, certainly not in the conspiracy platforms, disclosure platforms. And thank you for those platforms, because they've helped us a lot of us awaken. But the things that we would like to pursue in discussion so that we can activate each other, and so that we can encourage downloads and transmissions and channelings of a more pure nature, more pure than what we've been getting. Because one thing about the universe, it never stands still, it's never stagnant, it never flatlines. And when we remain in motion and in expansion and in a greater awareness and open-mindedness, we become a clearer and clearer channel to not only pull from the main line of infinite intelligence, sacred wisdom, sacred skills, sacred abilities, but we also build a tighter connection, a more cohesive body collective of all the souls that are here incarnated on the earth, and all the souls that are not incarnated on the earth that make up our teams. We might call them angels, archangels, galactics, light beings, elementals. They're all here. This is a universal party, and everybody's involved. This is a universal alignment and a universal ascension. So we're going to continue to support and provide a free community service, a platform where we can have open discussion and continue to talk about our personal experiences, our personal feelings and emotions, our visitations, our dimensional experiences and interdimensional experiences. And we all have a piece of the puzzle to offer as we put together this ascension jigsaw puzzle here on the earth. We are the boots on the ground. We are the ones here in the physical. Nothing in the non-physical can do it for us. And as we reach this point of nothingness that so many people have been talking about, especially toward the end of this year, we understand and feel and experience the connectivity that we have to anything and everything. And what does that mean? It means that we are composed of all of that. And there's nothing in this universe, in this limitless, infinite universe, that we can't tap into. There's been a lot of people that have been tapping into it, and I can only give certain examples that I can recall. And I can also, of course, give examples of my own journey. I've been playing with self-healing, just little minor bumps and bruises or whatever it may be. I'm not going to go into detail, but I've been amazed over the last few weeks, certain things that have happened in my physical body, and the only thing I can connect it to has been my personal communion, asking my team, asking myself, asking my DNA, asking my spirit and my soul to heal, so that I can see a demonstration of the power that I contain, that you contain, and that we all contain. What I'm trying to say, whether it be in regard to self-healing or manifestation or anything else involving our divinity, our eternal soul, our capabilities, it doesn't just happen by itself. It happens when we engage it. It happens when we attempt it. You can't build a muscle without lifting something. You can't build an energy without utilizing it. And the soul works the same way. The soul is our driving force. It's what talks to us. It's what's guided us. It's what's gotten us here. It's what makes things happen that don't make any sense. It's behind the coincidences that are really synchronicities. It is the grace of God and the timing of God. It is pure serendipity. And it just works that way. And the universe You don't get something for nothing. And when you step in faith and act in faith, which is ultimately in yourself and equally in the universe and equally in your brothers and sisters, I just had a glitch. Sorry about that. It expands. And I think that people are starting to find this out. It's a little bit scary when you think about it and you're honest about it, to look at some of the things that are on the peripheral of the world stage as you and I walk our own singular journey, to think of, things becoming more restricted. But these programs that we have been dealing with, all of our incarnations, all look different on the outside to some degree. Some have more of a physicality than others. Some are just strictly a power of suggestion. Some are subliminal. Some have a very physical characteristic, such as a police force or an army, or laws, man-made laws. And I'm here to tell you that each and every one of us has dominion over our field of energy, and at the same time, because of our intention, our heartfelt intentions, we have dominion over the universal. We have dominion over this earth. And that doesn't mean we have power over it. What it means is we work in conjunction with it. We work as a unit, as a co-op. And you can look at Earth that way. A lot's been said about Earth, and what is it? It's a school, it's a playground, it's a place to learn lessons. We can say it a lot of different ways, but ultimately it is a space of limitless potential that we have created in a divine orchestration to give us points of reference of the most extreme polarities and contrast, so that we would have the widest range, the widest field of potential to pull from. This is not predestined or preordained. This field of potential is just that. And this is what the universe is so excited about. And what I'm excited about is to see how far can we take it? How far can we maximize and manifest this potential in our personal lives and watch it simultaneously parallel on the collective stage? There is no right or wrong. There is no we didn't go far enough or we went too far. This is not about measuring anything. This is about growing and expanding and elevating. And as Morgan talks about, and what I think is the best description of the Trinity, for me anyway, is when we serve ourselves and we serve our brothers and sisters and we serve humanity, the collective, the universe, with any thought, word, or action that we take or make, and all 3 points of that triad are served equally. This is not New Age-isms, and this isn't some cliche. This is actually how the universe works. And many people this year on the show and in the community have talked about how the complexities of ascension, the complexities of life, have become less and less, and it's all being reduced down to simple, profound truths. We've overcomplicated things for way too long. We've had to be right about whatever for way too long. We've picked sides for way too long. And there's 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 things that we have in common, and there are no exceptions. And one of those things is the fact that we all signed up for this. We all have gone through the gauntlet. All of our pain is the same in proportion to our life experience. All of our love is the same in proportion to our life experience. And these are understandings of those terms from our perspective. And then we woke up or re-woke, and we started to find out, what we really were all about. And in most cases, this has been a very subtle, intuitive, telepathic type of understanding or information coming into our being, and we've had to put the pieces together. And one of the things that's really accelerated this evolution has been the fact that more and more people are stepping out to talk about their experiences, no matter how weird they seem to have been or how much they had been judged or estranged and from their family or friends. So this is the spirit and the field that we meet at in Sology, is where we come knowing that we're supported, knowing that we can get past the point of embarrassment, knowing that we can step up and be seen, heard, and felt by all of our brothers and sisters, and knowing that when we do that, just the act of stepping up transmits code of courage and love and wisdom and Akashic and sanctity and purity. And without even saying a word, our brothers and sisters pick that up. And where two or more gather, it becomes even bigger and bigger very quickly on an exponential scale. So we're going to continue to push the envelope as much as we can here. The whole idea is to find that voice of the Mother Goddess that has been suppressed in every single person on the face of the earth, man, woman, or child. This is the part of us that brings balance back to this realm and brings greater balance and greater wisdom and greater love and greater potential to the universe that is in full cooperation and alignment with us. The only difference between what's outside of us, outside of this realm, and us is the fact that we are here. We are here in this once dense environment, in this once perceived dense physical Merkaba. We're the boots on the ground. We're the valiant souls that were chosen and earned to come here and be a part of this great wave of transformation. And here at Soulogy, we're going to do everything we can to support that and bring it into a higher awareness for as many people as possible. So if you have been connecting to infinite intelligence for 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years in a way that maybe in a manner that you were afraid to discuss, or that maybe you only talked to a few people about it, if you have connected with dragons and the elementals and Sasquatch, the elders, fairies, galactics, light beings, angels, divine essences, planets, the earth, plants, trees, whatever your experiences have been, this is a place that you can step forward no matter how many followers you have, no matter how many friends you have, no matter how many times you've even attempted. This is a place that you can come and you can share your expressions of light language, your expressions of silence, thank you, Rory, your experiences, the skills and abilities that have been downloaded to you, and you'll know that you're in a safe place and that you're supported. And you'll also know that when you step through the fear of what's held you back or me back, that as soon as you make that decision in the energetic field, the physical part of that occurring afterwards is secondary. Because when we make up our mind in the energetic field and we commit, it's felt immediately, and then in this realm, it takes place on the linear timeline a little bit later, which is getting quicker and quicker and quicker. That is instant manifestation. The only comments I can see right now are the ones that are on my Facebook page, and because I don't have the regular program up, but I can also see YouTube. I see a few comments there. I don't see any questions or anything. Not that I'm a guru about to answer any, but I'm just looking. We're going to have an exciting weekend. I think there's going to be a really special show Saturday afternoon Eastern Time. I'm not privy to say what it's about yet or who's going to be on it, but I can tell you it's going to be very powerful. It looks like it's going to happen. Right after that, about 5 o'clock Eastern time, Morgan and I are going to come on and do a show that is going to be talking about aligning and embodying with sacred sexuality. And that's a much broader subject than what people might think. If you've tuned in to her before, if you've tuned into any of our shows where we've touched on this subject, you'll understand that it's far beyond physical sex or 3D intimacy. It covers a lot more ground than that. There are a multitude of attributes that come with aligning and embodying sacred sexuality. It affects all parts of your life. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So be looking for that. We'll have a big day on Sunday where we have 4 or 5 shows, which should be very interesting. We have Judith Kuzels coming on, Kalina Malnar, and a few other people. And we're going to continue to build our website. You know, we launched it. We've had a few bugs, and it's up and running adequately. We had a little bug in the store. You might want to visit the Sology store and get you some Sology swag. That's one way to support our efforts in this free community service. We're also working on getting the first 4 channels implemented there that will run 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. We've got some work to do there, some hardware to acquire, some abundance to receive so that we can make these things happen. But they will happen because they've already happened in the energetic field, and I've seen it many, many times. So I just want to go back over what I started the show out with, and that is, over the last 2-3 months especially, the polarization, the projection, the opinions, the convictions, the beliefs, illusionary beliefs that have restricted the growth of our soul and shrouded the illumination of our soul have been very, very loud in the Lightworker circles. I received a download I talked about on a couple of the shows 10 days ago where I was told, and the message wasn't just for me, it was for everybody. And in my role, I was to transmit it. And that is that we have been at this for literally thousands and thousands and thousands of years. But we have been at this with an objective that is occurring today and in this present moment and expanding with each moment. As we look at all the chaos that we have seen in the Lightworker community, the message came in that if you guys can't unite and you're supposed to be the way showers, then how in the hell is the rest of the world going to be able to do it? I have complete faith that we're doing it and we will do it. I have complete faith that the chaos that has been rising to the top in our community has been a replica of the chaos rising to the top to be released, aligned, loved, integrated in each and every one of us on our solitary paths. Don't underestimate the power of one unique and equal soul, and don't underestimate the efforts that you and I and every brother and sister that has questioned whether they are awake, that has questioned why am I doing this? Why am I here? What's the difference? Do not underestimate the efforts of our zero pointing and our shadow work, because there's a real powerful collective energetic payoff that's upon us, and I can promise you that the distractions that we set up, because there is no them, that we all set up together, are going to continue to try to pull our attention, focus away from the only thing that matters, and it's the I am soul. And why does that matter? It matters because when you serve yourself in that capacity, the I am soul, you are equally serving your brothers and sisters. You're equally serving the collective, the humanity, the universe, the multiverses. And that means every kingdom and every timeline and every dimension. We have considered ourselves to be very small. We have considered ourselves to be the low species on the totem pole when it comes to these fantastical, galactical, light being, angelic, divine essences, and even the elemental kingdoms. That's strictly been true if it was true at all from a certain perspective, only because that was our belief system. We are now seated at the table, the round table where there is no head, of unity consciousness. And if we look around that table, you've got representation of every galactic star family, angelic, archangelic, divine essences, all the elementals, and we stand there equally with them all. And on the other hand, we are front and center of that table as our position, the role that we're fulfilling, being gods and goddesses in the flesh, actually doing this after having some amnesia and having to reawaken and remember through non-typical human methods, not through instruction, not through listening to lectures and reading books, although those things served us well. Now we're getting this information direct. You can trust it. It's subtle. It's intuitive. It's telepathic. It comes in a lot of ways. It comes in images. It comes in things that you come across throughout your day. Could be birds. Could be animals. It could be the wind. It could be a song on the radio. It could be something that pops up on your news feed. The universe, which is us, is speaking to each and every one of us every moment, moment by moment. And it's no different than turning the pages in a book. If we are focused and aware and intending and desiring the growth that got us here to this point in the first place, we will see these things clearer and clearer and clearer every single day. Every single day. So we had a show cancel. She's going to come back, Venus KA, and I just thought I would jump on here and keep the ball rolling. We had another show that I don't think it's going to go off today, which is cool, and then we have another one tonight. So I might pop in. I want to just talk a little bit about Sology. If you have been noticing over the last few days, I've been playing Soulogy remixes. This is a test. I'm working some bugs out that will eventually lead to a more refined product that will be playing on these channels that will be on the SoulogyNetwork.com. These are meant to be running 24 hours a day, and we're going to get there. There's going to be excerpts of the 4,500 shows or so, or productions that we've originated here, which about 24 to 2,500 of them have been Soul Speaks 5Ds. We've been playing short excerpts from them, also sharing soul expressions from people all over the world, and we're going to be looking for that material, and we're going to provide a place for people to upload that material. This will be much easier when we roll out the profile-based social community alternative to Facebook, because you'll be able to upload images and videos and posts and all that. But in the meantime, and until that happens, very shortly we're going to be coming out with a place where will be basically a community archive that will be categorized, and people can load their stuff up so that we can then put it into the channel feed and start to share it with our brothers and sisters. Let's see. Let me see here. I got 3 things going on at once. So anyway, it should be a powerful weekend. I'm looking at the I'm looking at the date here, and I just realized it's a powerful date. Now I understand why I'm on. So today is depending on what part of the world you're in, a 20112020, or if you're in America, it's a 11222. Tomorrow will be a 112122, and the next day will be a 112222. I remember about 3 years ago when I first met Amanda Lawrence, and she was doing some regular shows with us. She wrote me a note. She had gotten a transmission, and I believe she's made a post about it 3 years ago. And she didn't really understand it. She just said, I'm getting this transmission that anytime you have a collection of ones and twos, they're going to be PowerPoints. So now I know why I came on. So today, tomorrow, and Sunday are going to be a very powerful period, extremely powerful 72 hours. Let's keep that in mind. Let's take the opportunity to maximize our efforts and our potential, to guard our thoughts, to fortify our energetic field. Because remember, and somebody just put up, there's a macro and a micro aspect. Absolutely. When any of us fortify, expand our energetic field, we're actually making that same exact contribution to the collective. When we choose ourselves and are no longer a doormat, for instance, or are no longer going to be an overgiver or an overtaker, when we start to align ourselves and our being, our free will with universal will, with divine will, we are infusing into the holy earth grid that same equal energetic impression, and the new flower of life grows again. And that's why I always say, as the individual goes, so goes the collective, because one is the other. You cannot love this universe more than you love yourself, right? And that pretty much says it all. When we serve ourselves, serve our brothers and sisters, and serve humanity with any thought, word, or action that we make or take, and they're all served equally, that is the new earth frequency. And there is not one soul on the face of the earth that doesn't have the potential to change the entire reality and experience in a positive way. Each and every one of us can do it. We're going to be coming back on. I guess this is going to be a powerful weekend. We've got, I think, 2 powerful shows on Saturday. I believe there's 4 or 5 on Sunday. We've got one, I know for sure, later today. I'm going to spend some more time editing some of the archives, and I'm going to be trying to do my best to put out as much broadcast material as possible from Soulogy Network. I would just tell you that when we put these 8-hour and 12-hour channel feeds out onto social media like we've been doing the last few days, certainly don't expect you to sit there the whole time and watch it, but it's a good place just to pop in and see what's going on. No different than going over to your news feed and seeing what you can find that resonates with you. Who knows? You might, just check with any of the 15 platforms that we're on. The channel feeds will be running. You might just pop in from time to time and see if there's something that is soothing to your soul and resonates with you as you journey through this powerful weekend. Other than that, I'd just like to say that from the bottom of my heart, it's been 9 years, and Sology has always, to me, been reflective of the journey that we're all taking individually and together. It's evolved and expanded as we all have. It adds frequencies to an ever-expanding vibration as we're all learning to do with more and more mastery. It does not divorce itself from any aspect of the universe. It does not judge any aspect of the universe as separate from itself, no matter what it may look like or what it may be. And this is something that we're all coming into. and we're going to continue to feed the frequencies into that vibrational, immense energy each and every day. And what we're basically doing is replicating what each and every one of us is doing. So I want to say thank you to everybody for your continued love and support and contributions. It allows us to keep doing this by the seat of our pants every day. And that's not a complaint, because that's kind of how 5D works. You don't have a savings account. You show up. 5D commerce, or what I've been downloaded and I call 5D commerce, has to do with the honor system, paying it forward, and gifting. And this is how we support each other. I was talking to somebody yesterday who made a contribution to Sology, and we had a discussion, and this individual, like many individuals I've talked to, and like has been my own experience and Morgan's experience, is when we pay it forward, it always comes back. And it doesn't come back dollar for dollar. It comes back 2, 3, 4 times more than what we gave. This is a reality. It's not a fantasy. This is working, just like self-healing's working. There's many things that are starting to show themselves in the physical experience that were once theoretical. Postulations, dreams, fantasies even from the human perspective. But these things are real now. Our bodies are changing into a light body. There's a lot of physical evidence and characteristics of that. And keep your eyes open. Keep your faith up. Keep walking. Keep your intuitive ears peeled back so you can hear. Keep your imagination working. Building the muscle of its potential and your creativity. I can't say enough about that, because the creativity is a great way to integrate the physical and the non-physical. And there are many people around the world that have come onto this network that have talked about, I've never painted before, and all of a sudden I'm painting. I've never written poetry before, now I'm writing poetry, or whatever the case may be. If you get the urge to do something like that, do it. If you get a message from the you, me, we, and it to go and do something, guidance to go and take an action, and it doesn't make any sense to the normal world, do it. If it doesn't make sense, do it. There's people all over the world that are creating fairy tales, and as that fairy tale energy becomes real in our personal journeys, it feeds that code into the holy matrix human hybrid grid that is formed around this world, that is the new structure as the old matrix is deconstructed. Anything that you do is infused into our realm, and now that we're conscious creators and creating these true fairy tales and fantasies that are actually reality, it is contagious, and more people will do it. We lead by the energy of our example, and the example of our energy. So we'll see you a little bit later today. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for sticking with us, and I'll see you guys a little bit later today. Thank you.